Jim, you know, they play a lot of players. Do you think Chris will get more minutes today, or maybe Big Mike?
Here's what I would tell you. I think Florida State's philosophy in terms of playing 10, 11, even 12 guys in a game is a coach's decision. We've been playing at times 7, sometimes 8, sometimes 9. Some of it has to do with who's healthy, you know, who's injured, who's out. But all of that will be a game time decision. And I'm not going to make any, we tell everybody that, you know, hey, Florida State has a very deep bench. Our bench needs to play well. But if you saw the other day against Virginia Tech, we only played 7 guys.
Right.
Jim, when we spoke yesterday about Matt Cleveland, and you want him to not be distracted by the fact that he's playing FSU. How has he looked in practice, you know, yesterday and everything? And do you think how hard is it for a guy to just treat it like just another game when they're playing the former team?
Well, he practiced very well. He's been playing very well. I spoke to him briefly and just said to him, just play like you've been playing. You don't have to change anything.
Right.
You don't want to change anything. You don't want to do anything different. The issue, and I know especially with the media, sometimes they make certain games bigger than others. Now, it's good for branding, marketing, you know, television, you know, attendance and stuff. But for a player, if you look at one opponent and say, this is really an important game, you know what you're saying about some other opponent? It's not that important. And if you send that message to your players, then you're not really preparing well for the team that's not so good, and you're probably over-preparing and hyping the team that is good. So in my mind, every game is equally important. They're all worth 1. And at the end of a 20-game schedule, you figure out who has the best record, and that determines who won the regular season.
Jim, what's been standing out to you about Florida State in their recent stretch? I know you saw them probably earlier against Colorado, so they had a good, you know, but just recently how they've been playing.
Well, if you look at the opponents that we've both played, they beat Colorado, we lost. They beat Wake Forest, we lost. But I think their team right now is playing very well. They're off to a very good start in league play. They've won 4 in a row. They're the tallest team in the country. They rely very heavily on turnovers. If they force a lot of turnovers, 16, 18, 20 turnovers, they win. If they don't force that many turnovers, then the opponent has a far better chance of succeeding. And unfortunately, we've turned the ball over way too often in certain games. So the ball handling and execution at our offensive end will be extremely important to whether or not we're going to be successful.
Considering their height, like you said, you know, they have, I think, just 1 guy under 6'7" in their starting lineup. What you guys are dealing with that all the time with every team. You're always kind of the undersized team, but against a team like this that's especially tall, what can you guys do to compensate for that?
Well, every year we've played them since I've been here, they've been bigger than us at every position. The point being is they have their style of play and we have ours. Our guys have to execute our game plan better than their players execute their game plan. So it may come down to, okay, does their defense force a lot of turnovers, in which case they'll be successful, or our guys really handle the pressure very well and score a lot off of that pressure, in which case that would help us be successful. If we're able to defend them well and rebound, well, that favors us. But if they get to the offensive boards a bunch and get a lot of offensive stickback baskets, that helps them. I can't make that any clearer. We both have strengths, we both have weaknesses.
I want to ask you also about what's your relationship with Leonard? You two are kind of the veteran.
Old guy.
I didn't say old. I didn't say old. Experienced veteran coaches from the same, you know, generation. And while all these other people are retiring, you guys are still both hanging in there with a lot of energy. What's your relationship with Leonard and you know?
Well, I really like Leonard. He's a great guy. I consider him a good friend. I think last year and the year before, there was some, you know, with COVID and other things going on with changes in NIL and transfer portal. I would call him, and sometimes he would call me, and we would discuss our opinions, and then we'd voice them at the ACC meetings, or voice them with other coaches in a text message or something. But I think Leonard's, you know, one of the true gentlemen in the game. He does it right. He's been there forever. He's been successful wherever he's been. So his coaching style and strategies work. And you know, we like competing against each other. Obviously, the Miami-Florida State game is a huge game for both of us because they're rivals, just like Carolina is to Duke, just like Michigan is to Ohio State. So both teams will probably be ready to go.
Hey Jim, would you say it's fair to say the teams had some consistency issues, and if so, do you see them getting better? You know, being more consistent.
My team?
Your team, yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know how to correct when players are not there to practice. So, you know, Wooga Poplar didn't practice yesterday. You know, Nijel Pack didn't practice a few times, and then Wooga got hurt. He didn't practice. You know, when we've been very successful, when we've played really well on the court, it's because our players are really functioning as a unit, sharing the ball, hitting shots, helping each other defensively. That all comes from preparation. And our thought of the day today is the best preparation for tomorrow is to do a great job today. Will we have everybody today? I don't know that yet. That's what I said last week. Every day is a different guy is out. So, and during practice, someone will, you know, okay, we've got him, we got we're all healthy and everything, and then someone gets hurt right in the middle of practice.
Was Wooga, was that his ankle again, the same thing or something different?
Well, here's the thing about injuries. If you injure, we're going to use for an example, hypothetically, if you injure your ankle and then you treat it, and then you tape it, and you play, you might be able to get through a day. But that activity might aggravate the ankle. So you say, well, why are you able to play on Saturday and not able to play on Monday? Well, because I'm a human being and my body reacted in a certain way. Well, treat it and get that. Yeah, well, it's not as strong after it's been injured. And anybody who's had a bad back knows you have some days your back feels fine. And then you have other days your back is killing you and you didn't do anything different. At least you don't think you did. All right? Maybe you bent over too far. Maybe you put your sock on, and I did that at Carolina last year. I have a bad back. I was feeling great. I was moving great. I put my sock on and I froze. My back locked up. You know, so with our players, I'm telling you, it's the same thing. They've had issues physically that challenge them every day. They're in the training room every day. Sam Johnson does a great job with them every day. But there's some things you can't explain. You know, things happen. So, you know, right now I just have my fingers crossed we'll have everybody for practice today.
Coach, off the topic of the game, I have to ask about Jordan Miller. Obviously,
he's killing it.
In an organization, you know, where your son's coaching, he's, you know, in the G League right now, leading the regular season in points per game.
No, he's playing in the NBA?
Well, I mean,
he got 2 points the other day.
Yeah. But he's leading the G League regular season in scoring nonetheless. I mean, have you been able to talk not only with Jordan, but your son Jay as well about his progression?
Yes.
You seem very excited, so I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So first of all, my son Jay sent me a clip on Jordan. He was averaging 28.5 points a game and a number of rebounds, assists, and everything. And he says, hey, he's killing it. He's doing great. And so I responded to my son, and then I took that clip and sent it to Jordan. And I said, who is this guy? and he texts me back, and this is him. Same guy I've always been. That guy giving me a dig like I could have done this last year at Miami. But he's a terrific player. I think eventually, in time, he'll be in the rotation of the NBA team and not the G League team. But that, you know, again, the Clippers are loaded at that spot. So it's not that he's not really good and couldn't play for other teams, but right now the Clippers are strong. So, you know, when you have Paul George and you got Norman Powell playing that position, so, you know, it's challenging.
Zay's leading the Mad Ants in scoring as well. You know?
What?
Isaiah is averaging, he's averaging 16, he's leading the Mad Ants.
Yeah, now Isaiah's in a situation where they've got so many guys. The Pacers are living on those 1, 2, 3 men.
Well, how's your health? Jim mentioned that you were banged up a little yesterday.
Getting better. Just ready to practice, see how I'm feeling today.
Yeah.
How are you both doing? Really on the health thing, both of you have been a little bit in and out, dealing with some, like, you know, ankle injuries, whatever. How are you both feeling going into this FSU game? You both think you're going to be able to play 100% tomorrow?
Yeah, I feel good. Just looking forward to the opportunity, taking it day in, night out. You know, just getting treatment every day, make sure I stay, you know, feeling good. But at the moment, I feel really good right now.
And you didn't get to play last year, so
yeah.
You were sitting there watching Matt Cleveland hit that shot last year. How motivated are you to play against FSU then for the first time here?
It's gonna be fun. You know, the rivalry. Heard a lot about it. You know, got to play at Florida State, which was a lot of fun for us, especially the way we played. But it's gonna be fun to have the home crowd behind us. You know, see, you know, this true rivalry, especially in our side, being at home this year.
Now, how tough is it to be consistent when your guys are in and out of the lineup, especially you, a guy who handles the ball a lot?
I mean, you know, we got a lot of great guys on this team, so just, you know, learning everybody, and that's what we kind of use the summer for, learning everybody's strengths and abilities. And you know, being the point guard is my, you know, responsibility to have a, you know, high IQ on, you know, what guys like and what they don't like, and, you know, try to make them the best player they can be.
But when they're not on the court and there's different pieces coming in, as a point guard, how tough is that?
I mean, it can be tough for sure, but you know, I feel like that's, you know, part of my job, my responsibility. You know, everybody's here for a reason. Everybody has a role, and everybody's a really good player. They wouldn't be here. So, you know, their abilities and their talent kind of makes my job easier. But just, you know, having the IQ, like I said, just to be able to, you know everybody's abilities and, you know, put in their strengths.
Nigel, last game for you, the scoring was there obviously, but rebounding, assists. Can you talk about your performance and maybe your thoughts going into that game? And I know Coach would probably love all those extra numbers, not just scoring.
Yeah, you know, just trying to do whatever it takes for my team to win, and you know, it happened to be, you know, being able to get some extra rebounds and things like that, and just want to be able to do the best I can for this team, just to, you know, help us win. We know how tough it is on the road, especially to get road W's. I actually didn't even know that I had that many rebounds, honestly. So it felt great just for us to win, and whatever it takes. If I had to get 10 rebounds and 10 assists and don't score and we win, then I'm happy.
What do you think the key was for you guys early? You guys weren't making shots down, and then just you guys got the win, obviously. What do you think was the key for you guys to pull ahead?
I feel like our defense, you know, was really strong. Even though we didn't start off the first half how we wanted to, scoring-wise, I feel like we didn't get stops when we needed to. In the second half, I feel like our scoring started to pick up a lot. We were able to get stops when we needed to down the stretch, and I feel like it all comes back to, you know, the drills that we work on in practice of simulation in the games and things like that, and I feel like it prepared us really well for those moments.
Can you both talk, both of you, Wooga and Nigel, about Matt Cleveland? What did you know about him coming in? We know that shot he made, but what did you know about him coming in as a player, and what has he added? He's really been, you know, the last 4 games, I think 20 points plus. What has he added to the team for both of you?
I feel like he added energy, like just the assignment of the team. I feel like he keep us going when we down. He pick us back up, things like that. It don't matter if it's on the court or off the court. I feel like he's a good person overall.
Wait, I was going to Nigel. Thanks.
I feel like he's brought some, definitely what Wooga said for sure, but also some, you know, tough shot making ability, especially in some of these games. We've seen him make some tough shots for us and, you know, give us some momentum on the court. You know, playing against him last year, we knew a little bit about him, and then as he learned, he was in transfer portal, I started learning more and more, especially throughout the summer, the off season. I've learned a lot about him as a person, but he's a great overall player, and we're really excited to have him. You know,
Coach has talked a lot about his efficiency. That's one of the thing that he said he wanted to do when he came here is become more efficient, and his shooting percentages are really high with Miami, higher than they had been before. What do you attribute that, his ability to be so efficient with the ball?
I just feel like, you know, he's put in the work, got the work behind his shooting. He's obviously going to get better with, you know, the more work he puts behind it, and, you know, having great guys on the court with him as well. I feel like it gives him more opportunity, more space to be able to make shots, and his confidence that we have in him as teammates and his coaches that give him. So it's going to boost his own confidence in himself to be able to make shots, and I feel like that's what he's done so far.
Wooga and Nijel, kind of for both of you, you're about halfway through the season right now. Kind of looking back on what you've done so far, what you're looking to do ahead, what most are you looking to improve upon throughout the rest of the regular season?
For me, I would just say being healthy. I feel like that was the biggest part of me. Just with the ankle injury, I really feel like I can't really move as much, but it's good. Just being healthy for.
You excited for the full house tomorrow? Students sold out, the whole place is sold out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I don't think we've had a game, it's going to be this packed so far this year, so it's going to be really fun. I feel like, over break is, kind of up and down with, because people are out of town and things like that, so I just gained back, as soon as the school starts right back up, it's going to be really fun and really enjoyable.
How frustrating is it with the ankle? Because you were, having a big breakout year, and obviously it's still early, but how limited have you been as far as, a percentage-wise? 100% is you're totally healthy and feeling great. What percentage would you say you're at?
I say like a 75. I mean, it's getting better every day though, so I can't really complain. It could be worse.
And you plan to practice today?
Look, is it a thing where you can play and then the next day it's just it's not getting better?
It's hard because I feel like some days I can go and some days I can't. But I just trust our athletic trainer Sam to put me in the right position to play the game. Just keep getting treatment every day, working on it.
One more?
Nigel, the balance, you talked about minor injuries dealing with it, but the balance of rest and then also sticking to your routine to prepare for the game, how difficult is that to handle both those things?
I feel like it's really important. Everybody has a routine, everybody has a schedule. I've looked, into a lot of professionals and how they balance themselves between, making sure that you work hard to get better, but also, rest is really key and really important for your body to stay healthy. So it's kind of finding that balance. Everybody has a different balance for sure. Because I know Wooga works hard every day, and I don't know how you do it, but I guess because I'm the older guy, so I'm just trying to find that balance for me, and Wooga probably has a different balance for himself that makes his body feel good. So everybody has their own unique, balance between rest and hard work, and finding what's best for you to be able to make you perform well on the court, but also feel healthy off the court. So it's a really important thing for sure.
Can I ask one more just about Jordan Miller? Because we talked about him before. Can you both talk about the success that Jordan's having as leading scorer in the G League? And do you guys watch? Is that sort of an inspiration for you guys, seeing a guy who was your teammate not that long ago and doing what he's doing?
I like it. That keep me going, knowing that it wasn't just a college thing, that he can do it at all levels. I feel like he showed more in the NBA than he showed in college. So I like it.
How about for you? What does it mean to you to have two guys, who were both taken and Jordan doing what he's doing in particular?
No, it's great, especially to know somebody like that, for him to continue to improve, get better, and seeing what he's been doing of lately. I teased him the other day. We were talking. He's talking about he always watches my highlights, and I'm like, nah, I need to watch yours, because what he's been doing is crazy. And it's obviously great for him. We hope to see that he gets a shot, with the Clippers and be able to continue to improve and do what he does in the NBA and things like that. So I'm really happy for his success.